Welcome back to LTN Reviews, guys. Today we're talking about Halloween Ends, Blumhouse's last film in their own trilogy. It's a mixed bag this time, actually. A lot of people didn't like it. To be honest, I loved it. I take it back. I didn't love it, man. It's enjoyable. I mean, I was gassed, man. When I was watching it, it was a time where watching IMAX always any film if it's not good but it's an IMAX, you kind of enjoy it more because of the sound and
The
that.
soundtrack of this movie brings you into the movie.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, John Carpenter. Yeah, his score. So, and even in the opening credits, as in before the opening scene, there's the opening credits of the Halloween, and that's when they list all the actors' names and everything like that. That was cool on the big screen because it was very different when it was pumpkin moving forward, breaking away at the same time. So that was interesting. The opening scene again, it kind of threw you off. You thought it was gonna be Michael Myers coming back from his 4-year break, but then it cut to Halloween 2019, and then we have this character Corey that we didn't know about. We didn't know who's actually gonna be probably the biggest thing in this film because Michael Myers is on the sidelines. It's weird, man, but in a way, it's cool because for one thing, to be honest, I didn't want them to add anything. I wanted it to be the end, and I was worried that they were like, let's build this character up. This is the first time we've ever seen his character as well, so I was kind of like, what are you gonna do with this guy? But I'm not. I thought, I thought they were setting up for a new trilogy and stuff. So I wasn't too impressed with this one, with that even. But yeah, it kind of falls in its face. But we'll talk about it a bit more. Actually, what are you thinking?
First off, this movie's all about Easter eggs and playing homage to the original 1978? 1978,
Yeah,
I think it is.
yeah.
So literally from the get-go, you've got the intro with the pumpkin evolving, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like number one. But there was references throughout the film when you see Corey's hiding behind bushes, stuff like that. But let's go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
It starts off, there's been a 4-year break.
Yeah.
4-year break, and you're thinking, Michael Myers don't exist anymore. Like, the town was still shrouded in the controversy of the 4 years when Michael Myers goes on the killing spree. Halloween Kills, a lot of people didn't like it because Michael Myers was jacked up.
Yeah, with Halloween Kills, for me, that was probably the worst out of the three. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I mean, 2018 one, yeah, I was happy that it was back. You know what I mean? I'm happy that Laurie was there 4 years later. Basically, the film connects with the only original film, not the any other Halloweens that we've seen before. So it goes from the original to this new trilogy, which was a nice touch for them to do. A lot of studios do this now with the new franchises and stuff like Jurassic World and all that lot. But yeah, it was kind of cool to see that. So and then obviously last year, Halloween Kills happened. It was just overload, just full of death. Which I know what people want to see, but they made Michael Myers some sort of super villain, which he kind of is.
It was like Jason Voorhees, though.
Yeah, it was just a bit too much, man. Like there's a lot of killing, and obviously at the end of the last one, everyone was just dying, bro. And then it was just like one guy, and everyone had to jump on him. And then suddenly he had to jump on them, and then it was just kind of like, what the frick is this, bro?
This one's taken a complete different direction.
Yeah, I think you won't know until you actually see it yourself how complete the direction goes. Again, like I said, I was happy with the direction, but I kind of wasn't happy with what seemed like they were planning to do, which they actually do in the end. So that's a show in itself. But yeah, like we've been saying, we even we didn't know it was going to be like this.
Well, I think that opening scene when you're expecting the suspense and everything, you're like, shit, is Michael Myers gonna just burst through because you're on the edge of your seat? But that death at the beginning, that's kind of messed up because the kid, he's your sweet little kid. Corey's the babysitter, and you're thinking horror story babysitter.
Yeah.
It's the normal because it plays. It reminded me of like. It was going down the lines where Scream went to. Origins, this is the origins of the horror franchises. Mm-hmm. So obviously the kids disappeared, go upstairs, the kid's a little he's a brat.
He is,
He's a little arsehole, but he gets what he needs. he gets killed off.
He does, bro. And it's like that in itself is surprising because, like I said, you think you might as well come and fuck everyone up, the babysitter, because then he kills babysitters. As a little boy says, and that's when you think, oh no, he's actually the guy's not actually get killed, but he's actually the boy that got killed in some mad way. Like kids are so silly, man. Now you're talking about the guy breaking through the door, and then you're flipping back from the top of the stairs, and that's how he dies.
But this is the thing. If you go back to the original 1978 Halloween, they're watching a thing as well. So if you go back between the films, I watched a little montage the other day, and they were going backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
Where all the movies referenced back to the original, which I thought was a cool thing. But obviously, sometimes you don't notice those watching them first time around.
Yeah, no.
So obviously, fast forwards a bit, Laurie and what's it, her niece, Alison,
man.
Dead character. Let's be honest,
bro. Like
the movie carries her.
Yeah, it's weird. Alison, in the first two films, she's just the granddaughter. So then she has this whole subplot, which you know what I mean, like. I don't know. It just felt like it wasn't real enough for me.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't seen this character enough to be moving on to some love interest and stuff like that.
And then she was trying to take center stage, and it was just like, there's no
silly.
background. Come on.
It was silly. And then she don't even know Corey, and she's talking about she loves him. She's gonna go away with him. I mean, what their relationship happened in the space of like what?
Well,
3 weeks, bro.
The funniest thing is a 2-hour movie, and even you agreed it didn't seem like 2 hours because its progression is quite nice, but obviously it's not in the traditional structure of a Halloween movie.
No,
because Michael Myers himself, he plays a backseat.
He does. It made Michael a bit of a wimp. I mean, he must, like we've spoken about before, that when he does his killings, he gets more powerful. So when we see him 4 years later, he's kind of like
he's a frail old man, ain't he?
And the fact there's a scene with him and Corey fighting for his mask, and I was thinking, you're Michael Myers, bro. You're letting some Corey guy come in, take center stage, take
Corey's
your mask.
a geek, ain't he?
He is.
He gets battered by like they're younger kids than him, ain't
they?
they?
Yeah, I know. They're like, oh, can you buy some alcohol? And fuck it. And then he's like, nah. And then he's like, oh, you're the guy that killed the kid. And he's like, oh, whatever. Again, he got away with literal murder, bro. Like he didn't do no time. He was walking around town. It's small town America as well.
Yeah.
And then you just got these kind of jock guys as well. And the funny thing is, like, in Halloween Kills, a lot of innocent people die, but then suddenly all these people that were horrible, they're doing it for a reason, which is a bit like. That's a bit too much, man. Like the jokes had to be bad for them to get killed, and then it was the radio guy as well. He was a bit like strong as well to them. Get the hell off my property and all that lot. It's like, calm down, man. Like you should be like a pillar of the community, but you're out here just causing havoc with Corey and Alison, which is a bit like you only heard of the radio host through the radio, and then suddenly you see him, and then suddenly his death comes, and it's like, oh, whatever.
He has about a minute screen time, don't he? And then gets killed off.
It's silly. Like, you're like, oh, okay, and he's deaf. To be honest, the deaths were quite gruesome. Even when there was a certain death happens, they even looked to you, looked to me, was like, raw, like
bit extreme.
Yeah, that was a bit extreme. But yeah, I think people, it's weird, man. Like, I understand why the hardcore fans hate it, but I can't say it's a bad film in the sense of just creating a story, but like I said again, it's Corey. Corey's the problem, but he's not as well, because he's kind of you think he's going to be the apprentice for this new series, but they kind of just let it slide at the end. People said the writing's quite bad, but I didn't really sit there and was like, the writing's real bad. I thought it was decent.
The direction is right, because I think it feels like they addressed Halloween Kills because it was a bit mad.
Yeah, it was. From the get-go, it was just crazy, that film, man. But yeah, this was like toned down. It was just like an emotional story, which we needed for Laurie. You needed to
get some closure. We
had to get some closure for her. She, you know what I mean? She was in the supermarket flirting with the deputy and all that, which is quite funny. But yeah, it was less cheesy than Halloween Kills, because when the public get, oh yeah, Death Dies Tonight and stuff like that, I thought that was a bit too much, a bit too cheesy. But this one, I don't know, man. It was kind of nice to see the town trying to get back to normal. But the underbelly of the town, it was kind of like they're all arseholes, really. So they kind of deserve to die.
It's a fitting end because obviously Alison leaves Haddonfield. Laurie, she closes her chapter.
Yeah.
But it's strange because it feels like every other movie in this, well, how many it's spanned now, they just revert straight back to the original, which a lot of movies have done that over the last couple of years. Everything what's happened in between, they've been like, this was crap, squash it. We just bounce off. This is like a direct sequel or a prequel.
Yeah. Which is mad because all that hard work people go through, and then suddenly some studio disregards the work. And you're like, oh my god, like people are allowed to do that to someone's creative work. Like it's just like that's what they've done with X-Men, done with this. Even I can't think of any others, but
I do believe it is down to a generation because the people that I've known to see this movie, I don't even have to watch the original because it just seems like some people have been like, this film's dead, it's awful, and I'm thinking, do you actually like read into the movies you watch? Like you can't expect gore and stabbing because these movies were made in the 80s and 90s. So when you watch horrors from back in the day, you did hide behind a sofa. You didn't want to walk down the street. But these days, you've probably got one mad friend that you'd be like, you know what? They do that shit on a regular, so
yeah, trust me.
I'm not gonna accept it. But for me, as the screenplay and everything, I still rate the movie good, but not great.
No, it's not perfect to say the least, man. Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I sat down, watched it. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those films where it had more than I thought it was going to have, especially with the last one being so crap, bro. I'm sorry, you liked the last one, didn't you?
I liked it apart from when he killed off all the fire brigade and everything because that was just a madness.
No. To be fair, that's where the bar was raised, man. Like Michael, he can live through fire. He can live through people just like coming for him. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take you out. And you're like, Jesus Christ, like, what can you not do than get killed the way you did in this film?
Yeah, well, to be honest, if you look over the last 3 movies, he's an old man, and damn, no old man's taking that amount of crap. No. Like, but the end, how they kill him off, well, you're not coming back from that. That's what I'm saying.
Because we saw it as well, so they can't be like, oh nah, one of his fingers got saved or something. And
that's a line. That's a line for. Didn't Jason Voorhees come back because of a limb?
Yeah,
the heart went.
It's done. Thing I would say about him, the shape, as they saying is in the credits. Michael Myers, he's been living in some sort of well up next to the dual carriageway of the town and stuff, and I'm like, what have you been eating? Obviously, there was a homeless man was like, oh, the guy in there, he takes people in, so he must be eating something. People don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit strange.
Yeah, they don't really explain it.
For 4 years as well.
Like no one's gone in there. Like that's like, anyone can fit in there. Anyone can just walk in, but like, what is this? You can see from the outside the stairwell and stuff like that of like the sewers, and like, what have you been eating, bro? What have you been eating to be surviving? Obviously, whatever you've been eating has made you very weak, which is probably a good thing for the story. But yeah, man, you took Corey in there, and Corey was probably the lucky victim that escaped.
Yeah, it's just a strange one because obviously the evil gets passed through the eyes, which the more you look into things, it doesn't make no sense. No. It's best to let sleeping dogs lie, and this era of Halloween movies is over.
Yeah, bro. Anything else on that?
Nah, to me, it's gave me closure on this. Like, it's a franchise I loved and I enjoyed, but when enough is enough, I'm good with that.
Yeah, same. I'm happy that this is the last one. Thank God. Hopefully, thank God. Please. I know Saw 10's coming out next year. Or is it 9? I don't know.
Saw, Scream.
Yeah,
keep going.
Yeah, bro. So I'm happy with the closure for me personally. Like I said, it was very different than I thought it was going to be. The trailers don't give nothing away. Just like Suicide Squad as well, when it came out, everyone thought the Joker was going to be the villain, but he wasn't hardly in the film. So, you know what I mean? You really can't trust these studio films. but I'm happy with the closure. Happy with moving on. To be fair, I don't want to see any more Halloween films. I don't want to see Halloween H2 21 or something. Fucking, I don't know, man. But yeah, guys, let us know in the comments what you thought. It's been very I don't know, everyone's having their opinion, but majority of people are saying it's crap. But it's not a crap film. It's not a well crafted film, but I wouldn't say it's crap. But again, me and Ash are just two guys talking about films. Please let us know what you think in the comments. Appreciate it, guys. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.